F-22 Raptor, the first and only fifth-generation fighter aircraft flying in the world today. Overwhelmingly effective, defending the skies today and into the future.
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Alberto Gonzales.
Alberto Gonzales.
John Edwards.
John McCain.
Congressman Norwood, Senator Graham, Condoleezza Rice.
Condoleezza Rice.
Chuck Hagel, Ron Wyden,
And Jim Sensenbrenner. Dianne Feinstein.
Monday, I will introduce an amendment to Hagel-Martinez, which takes it back more toward the McCain-Kennedy strategy, but provides for an opportunity for the program to work.
Unfortunately, it is amnesty because it gives a lawbreaker a way to become a citizen by paying a $2,000 fine. We shouldn't be selling American citizenship.
Let's do it all together, comprehensively, and we'll be rewarded at the ballot box, not just by Hispanic voters. 3/4 of the American people are ready for a comprehensive solution.
Now, the president took the first right step the other day with the National Guard. Unfortunately, that's not near enough. We're going to have to add about 30,000 to it. There's a way to do this. They stay by checking in with the federal government.
If they present the president with a bill that does not include a program like that, can the president sign that kind of legislation?
Well, I think we need to wait and see. We're very early in the legislative process. These amendments would not have an effect on any existing rights currently provided under federal law.
And we've had a lot of good votes. I think the Senate, for the first time in a while, is sort of functioning the way the Senate should. I think we're going to have an outcome probably the middle of next week, this coming week.
He's showing a bit of that compassionate conservative side that we saw in the 2000 campaign. You know, there's been a lot of emphasis on his tacking to the right this week with sending guard troops down to the border, but he's also hung tough for that guest worker program.
Is an Iraqi government that is now formed. Yes, they're going to take a few days longer to get right. The Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Defense, and the National Security Advisor. Well, I'm optimistic that the Iraqis are taking more security responsibility and are better trained. I think it would be premature, before we've had a chance to talk with the new Iraqi government, to start talking about precisely what's going to happen in terms
Madam
of our own
Secretary,
forces.
you know
there may be an opportunity here, but I think we ought to be pretty cautious.
Worse than Richard Nixon?
Absolutely.
So you're for censure but not impeachment?
If I were in the Senate, I would vote for censure.
It is not appropriate for primetime television.
What's your reaction to that?
I think that what I said then was appropriate. I think what's more important than all of that is watching what her father, the Vice President of the United States, has done to this country. It is not an accident that he's unbelievably poorly thought of. Do the Democrats lay on the side and let the Republicans implode, which they're doing a very good job of for a lot of reasons, gas prices, the war in Iraq, etc. Or do we go out with a strong, defining message as an alternative? I feel very strongly we ought to do the latter.
But you're not seeing it yet.
Well, I think it'll happen. Between now and November, I'm optimistic it'll happen.
What could stop you from running?
Elizabeth having her health problems come back.
How's she doing now?
She's doing great. She's all the tests are good and they're very encouraging. But you know, we have young children, Emma, Claire, and Jack, and the health of Elizabeth and how my family's doing would have to be at the front of anything.
Is that pretty much it, though?
No, I think I have to see where we are in this work that I'm doing on poverty, how I think I can best advance that, and also just where the country is and what I think the country needs. But listen, I'd be the first to tell you I'm thinking about it, and I'm very seriously considering it. I just hadn't made a final decision.
In the case of Reverend Falwell, he came and said he wanted to put our differences behind us. I was glad to do that. I think one of the stupidest things you can do in politics is hold grudges.
Will you vote for or against the federal marriage amendment when it comes up before the Senate in June?
I will vote against it because I believe very strongly that first of all, on the sanctity of union between man and woman, but I also believe that the states should make these decisions.
What have you done? What would you admit you did for political expediency?
I went down to South Carolina and said that the flag that was flying over the state capitol, which was a Confederate flag, that I shouldn't be involved in it. It was a state issue. It's an act of cowardice. And I lost anyway.
And how do you know that if you were to run and become president that you wouldn't do that again?
Well, I've learned a lot of lessons in my life. I'm older than dirt. I've got more scars than Frankenstein, but I've learned a lot of things along the way. And that was a very strong lesson for me.
I've been waiting so long.
I love you getting into your groove here.
It's a great piece. I also exercise to that. Some mornings it's Brahms, some mornings it's Cream.
And for bonus points, can you name the members of Cream?
Well, Ginger Baker and Eric Clapton, and I'm blanking on the last important member.
Jack Brooks.
Jack Brooks.
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
F-22 Raptor. It is stealthy, lightning fast, supremely agile, highly precise, survivable. Providing unsurpassed capability, this fifth-generation fighter aircraft, the first and only kind flying in the world today, once again providing the air power advantage. F-22 Raptor, overwhelmingly effective, defending the skies today and into the future.